Exposing Roblox worst YouTuber, BeaPlays. Ooh, ooh. Gotta love the Roblox videos, right? Catch me doing a sober review. No! No, Bean! Alright, let's get into it.
So recently, there's been a massive update in the Dress to Impress drama. The game's former community manager, BeaPlays, finally made a response to the situation.
Wait, what?
And honestly, from what
What game?
Former community. So recently, there's been a massive update in the Dress to Impress drama.
Ooh.
The game's former community manager, BeaPlays, finally made a response to the situation. And honestly, from what I read, it might be one of the worst responses I've ever seen. I'm talking about almost ukulele apology level.
Oh, hell no.
In this video, I'm going to break down all of the new updates, with Logan going public just a few weeks ago, BeaPlays'
sorry guys, the volume
response,
won't go any
Logan's
higher.
reply to that response, and finally how Dress to Impress themselves handled things, because if I'm being honest, it was handled really poorly. But before we get into it, please make sure to like the video.
Ooh, there was drama? I didn't even know there was drama with this game.
Let me know what you think about all this. It really helps the video out and keeps people informed. Before we dive into the new updates, let's do a quick recap of what happened in my last video. So basically, the whole Dress to Impress situation blew up after their community manager, BeaPlays, who also happens to be a Roblox YouTuber with over 600,000 subscribers, got a long list of disturbing behavior.
That's a lot of subscribers.
Went viral because of the Lady Gaga collaboration event, which was completely misleading and ended up being more of a PR stunt than anything else. But what really escalated things was the resurfacing of vlogs showing BeaPlays, who was 20 at the time, messaging Logan, who was a boy who repeatedly said he was only 16.
Ew.
On top of that, multiple other victims came forward saying
Explode
that
her, bro.
mistreated, or them when they were between 12 and 14 years old. It wasn't just about B either. The game's owner, Gigi, already had a history of disgusting behavior like doxing and SOW services involving minors and protecting staff accused of.
What is wrong with Roblox fucking YouTubers?
The backlash on stream, the toxic
I feel like we're always
environment,
seeing
and the
shit like
testimony
this.
from former staff painted a pretty clear picture of a team that was corrupt and unsafe. Eventually, B was fired and demoted from her position, but the damage was already done. That's where we
expose
left
her,
off last
fire her.
time, and now since then, there have been some new massive updates, including B's so-called response to everything, Logan speaking out publicly, and the way Dress to Impress
the kid
has completely botched their handling of the situation. Anyways, now that you're caught up with the whole situation, let's move into what happened after my last video. On August 27th, a day after I uploaded my coverage, Logan went public. He created a Twitter account under the name Throwaway Go Away and released a document sharing his side of the story with B. In that statement, Logan explained that he and B were never officially dating, but their relationship crossed serious boundaries. He first joined her Minecraft
Brother, it doesn't matter if you're dating or not. She groomed you.
On his 16th birthday, while B was already 20. Not long after, she told him, "I like you more than a friend," something Logan admits left him confused as he just came out as gay. From there, things escalated. Logan says B would him around their friend group while he was still 16 and eventually pressured him into sending photos.
Oh my god!
Eventually, I sent her the picture. She offered me
death
money,
penalty,
so
bro!
I agreed. There were multiple videos / pictures sent, and I received thousands of dollars. That money wasn't small either. Logan says it paid for his entire gaming setup, Twitch subs, and even a plane ticket to the UK. When he did move to the UK in 2021, Logan says the dynamic only got worse. Within the first week, B was already trying to start a relationship. He recalls her offering him money in exchange for acts, and even secretly ordered him doubles at bars when he didn't ask for it. One night, he says she kept trying to things to me,
holy
even
shit,
though I did
dude.
not want to. By the time Logan returned home,
We actually need to put these fucking predators on death row. I'm sorry, but like,
I'm amazed at how well she is at manipulating and gaslighting people.
the world is so unsafe with
She
them.
made me feel absolutely crazy. Because of her, I was severely depressed for a long time.
That's so sad,
He closed off the
dude.
document by
So
stressing
much
that
of his
he's not
childhood
speaking
just
out for
ruined,
clout,
taken
but
away from
because
him.
People need to know what B has done. And he even made a point to say that he doesn't want anyone sending her threats, he just wants the truth out so he can finally move on.
It keeps getting
Just to be completely
worse.
clear about my thoughts on this, what Logan described in his document
does.
isn't just a case of bad judgment or some awkward online friendship. From what was described, this is behavior.
It is.
Logan was 16 years
She
old.
is
and B was a
one.
20-year-old adult at the time. That's not a small gap. That's a legal adult actively blurring boundaries with someone
Yeah,
who's
dude,
still
you've
a
been an
kid.
adult for
Logan
2
explained
years.
how B confessed feelings to him multiple times while he was still 16. She him in conversations with their friend group,
Insane,
pressured him into
dude.
sending photos,
So
and even paid him
disgusting.
thousands of dollars for it. And it wasn't just some one-off moment. Logan said that there were multiple pictures and videos sent, and in return he got things like a full gaming setup, Twitch subs, PayPal transfers, and even a plane ticket to the UK. That's not just unhealthy,
Jesus,
that's
dude.
manipulation.
That
And here's
is
where
really
some things get even
manipulative.
worse. Some people will try to argue, well,
Manipulation
16
and
is the age of
grooming.
consent in some places, but it doesn't hold up
Shut the
here.
fuck up!
Consent laws don't make it okay
He's
to
a
solicit
minor!
or receive
He's under
photos from
18!
someone under 18.
God, I fucking
That
hate when
law
people
is
say
very
that.
Clear. If you're under 18 and taking photos, that is
The age of consent is this. They're not 18! They're a kid! Shut the fuck up!
material. There are no excuses and no loopholes.
There's
But it
so many
doesn't just
fucking
stop there.
20-year-olds out
We also
there.
can't ignore the fact that B literally flew Logan out to the UK, and this is where the federal age of consent comes in. When you cross state lines or international borders, the law changes. The age of consent
Good.
isn't 16 anymore,
I'm glad
it's 18.
she
That's because
fucking
of the U.S.
didn't
federal
get
law,
through any
specifically
loopholes.
the Mann Act, which makes it illegal to transport across borders for... So not only was B's behavior already, but the second she involved travel, it moved into federal crime territory. What makes it even worse is a power
Insane.
imbalance. B wasn't just some random 20-year-old. She was a YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah, she had huge
money,
influence.
and
She
had
could have, like,
influence. Logan, on the other hand, was a
terrified
16-year-old
him
just getting
with
into
that.
content creation. She held all the power in that situation, and she used it to manipulate him into things that he admits he regrets to this day. So you have to keep this in mind. This isn't just
Yeah, because he's like an aspiring content creator. He's gonna want like the setup and all that. Obviously, a 16-year-old usually isn't gonna have money for that. She's using that to her advantage and manipulating and grooming him to doing that shit.
And it shows a clear pattern of B using
So
her
exploitative.
platform, her status, and her money to take advantage of minors. There is absolutely no way to defend this, no matter how you look
I
at
agree.
it. Now, let's talk about B's response, and if I'm going to be completely honest, this is easily one of the worst apologies or responses that I've ever seen.
Ooh, I'm
And
ready
listen,
to see
gonna be
the
completely honest,
excuses.
I genuinely believe that the ukulele apology
Oh,
would
she
be
looks
a
kinda
better
scary.
apology than
Did they,
whatever
like,
the hell
edit her?
BeaPlays said in this, because genuinely one of the worst responses.
I can't
I've
look at her
ever
eyes.
heard.
It's so
It's
unsettling.
way too long, it's rambling, and instead of taking any real accountability, it's mostly packed full of excuses. First off, B
Typical
opens
behavior.
up by saying that the statement is not to dodge accountability, but then spends paragraphs talking about her depression, dysphoria, and how she was at the lowest point in her life when she befriended Logan.
Womp womp.
She frames the whole
Don't go after
situation
minors.
around her own struggles rather than focusing on the fact that she was a 20-year-old adult.
So many people in this world are depressed. I deal with depression. I've been dealing with depression for years. Doesn't give you the excuse to go for minors. Such a
Like 16-year-old. That is
ridiculous excuse. It's so laughable, to be honest.
deflection, it's not accountability. She even tries to downplay things by saying Logan was legally under the age of consent, but she was too young to properly understand what was appropriate. B was
Girl,
20 years old.
be for
That is
real.
not too young to understand. At 20, you're fully aware that a 16-year-old is
You
a
know what
kid,
you're doing.
and comments or asking for photos are not okay. Trying to paint herself as somehow naive or ignorant at that age is really insulting. I just can't
It
seem
is,
to
dude.
comprehend how
As a
at 20 years old, you don't
As a former 20-year-old, bullshit.
understand that messaging a 16-year-old with those intentions is somehow morally wrong. How do you think? This should be common sense. How do people not understand that a 20-year-old should not be messaging a 16-year-old boy? Another huge
Period.
issue is how she constantly shifts the focus back to herself. She goes on about how she's been in therapy for 3 years, how she volunteers, how she would want to become a better person, and
Brother.
I'm being quite honest, none of that matters when the core issue here is
It doesn't
her
matter.
behavior towards Logan.
You're
She
trying to
brushed
diddle
it
a
aside like
kid.
side note. It reads less like an apology and more like a resume of her self-improvement journey. Even worse, B tries to act like this was just some toxic friendship gone wrong instead of
What?
acknowledging the fact that she a minor. Lines like, I created a relationship that was not acceptable and simply it should have never happened massively underplays what really went on. It wasn't
Yep.
just not acceptable, it was Also, notice how she avoids naming Logan directly. She frames him as just someone underage in her friend group. That alone shows that she's more concerned with protecting her image than validating the person that she harmed. Finally, she ends the statement by saying that she hopes people won't blame her friends or her community for her actions, and even teases a separate document about Dress to Impress. That makes it sound like she's trying to shift the attention away
fuck?
from herself and onto the game, almost like
As a current 20-year-old,
my
she's
personal
full of
thoughts in
shit.
this whole situation was that B's response
Yep.
was not at all about accountability. It was about damage control.
Damage
She
control and
minimized
trying
what
to
she did
shift the blame to
constantly,
someone else.
filled the statements with excuses about her mental health, and even tried to make up a story
The fact that
about
she's
her
like,
growth, rather
"You're
than
too
the fact that
depressed.
she's
You're next."
a 16-year-old kid. Now, before we move on, I just want to quickly point out, no matter what they say or what response they will make in the future, or even this response alone, her having depression or whatever excuses she brought up in that
It does not
response
excuse.
does not at all justify what she did.
Just
or said
how having anxiety does not excuse you being able to
to
fucking
Logan. Just one screenshot
touch
specifically
women
on our screen
inappropriately,
right
but
now,
that's a whole nother can of
BeaPlays told a
worms.
16-year-old boy, "Don't fall back to sleep. You'll miss the recording. I'll show you if you wake back up. I will rub your if you wake back up."
Ew.
Now, before we move on, I do want to quickly address something. I have seen some people stating that, hey, she took accountability and acknowledged what she did was wrong. That's literally all she can do. Most people under this pressure or fire just disappear. First of all,
No,
we're
if she
talking
took
about a
accountability,
situation where
it would have
someone
been
was
way
banned
different
online.
the way
That's
she wrote it.
one thing. People shouldn't just disappear. They should go to prison. That I just want to make that pretty clear. Another thing, she's trying to excuse a child with, "Oh, I was depressed and I had dysphoria." What can we do? I guess we could let them get
Hi,
away.
NJ.
That's obviously not how that works. I completely disagree with this tweet. I wouldn't be surprised if other people held similar beliefs as this person, but yeah, it's a really weird and bad take. People online should go to prison. I feel like this is equivalent to saying grass is green, but it looks like not everyone completely understands that, so I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, back on topic. So, just a few hours after B posted her response, Logan came forward again, and this time he wasn't holding anything back. He released a full statement directly
Expose
addressing
her
B's so-called
ass!
apology, and he
Expose
completely
her!
tore it apart. Right away, Logan makes it clear that he doesn't buy her remorse at all. In his words, "I honestly only believe you were apologizing because you f***ed up and got caught. You were simply trying to soften the blow of things. That's not just frustration talking, that's someone who lived through it, pointing out that B's statement wasn't about accountability, but about saving face." He also directly calls B out for twisting the timeline. She tried to make it sound like she was 19 when they first met, but Logan corrected her saying, "You were 20 and I was 16. That's a huge detail because B clearly wanted to blur the age gap and make it seem less than it
Yeah,
really
she wanted
was.
to make it
Logan
seem
also
less
reveals
serious.
that all the expensive support B flaunted, things like his $2,000 laptop, weren't just generous gifts. He writes, "All that support for my $2,000 laptop was because you bought content off of me." That single line alone completely blows apart her narrative of being some kind of supporting
Ooh,
manager. It
that's
shows
such a-
that everything was
ooh, that's
transactional,
disgusting,
tied
dude.
directly to. He went even further in the document, pointing out that B downplayed the UK trip in her response, when in reality it was a major part in their story. Logan said, "Within months of us knowing each other, the plans were already being
thank you
talked
for the
about for me to stay over
ride.
there
Hi.
with you. You were making it sound like we planned this when we
I'm
were adults."
stressed.
Again, B was rewriting history to
Oh my
make it sound
God.
less disturbing,
The
and Logan
eepiness
wasn't
is hitting
going
me
to let
so
her get
hard
away
today.
with it. And probably one of the most devastating parts of his response is when he shuts down B's.
Hi, my name is Aruna Reaver, but you can call me mommy if you like. I'm a chilling half-human VTuber. Hi. I hope you had an amazing stream, darling. What were you guys up to? What were you up to? We're just currently watching a video about a Roblox YouTuber that was a horrible person.
You're on mental illness. Logan flat out said
No
that
one gives a
entire
friend
statement was straight
$2,000
up.
laptop, plane
Stop
tickets,
blaming your
countless
mental
Robux
illness
just
and
because.
actually take accountability.
I wouldn't say that. Some people are just nice like that. Some people just like their love language is spoiling their friends, spoiling their loved ones, but obviously this person was not. That was not the case.
For all the things you did to me and others. By the end of this
Painting my mask and gloves for TwitchCon? Hell yeah, dude!
More than a PR stunt.
I'm excited
Even
for
mentions
TwitchCon.
that when he confronted her in private back in 2022, she reacted the same exact way. Defensive, dismissive, and unwilling to truly own up to what happened. And when looking back at B's response, I again think it needs to be pointed out that she has not once addressed Logan by name, or for that matter, any of the other victims' names. In my
True, she didn't even
honest
say the
opinion,
name.
I think B rushed out this response because they realized that they would be for life. They wouldn't be able to find a job. I mean, they left the STAR program back in September 5th, so their STAR code no longer works. They weren't able to go to RDC, so there's no connections there. Her entire YouTube career is destroyed, and her checkmark on Roblox is now gone. In terms of online, she no longer has any ability to secure a proper job, especially if the Roblox game that would potentially hire them would do background checks.
Womp womp. Don't diddle minors.
They would
That's your fucking fault.
Hopefully. Anyways, regarding the dress to impress stuff and how they responded to the whole situation, I was actually looking around on Twitter and I saw a lot of people saying that dress to impress had to lock down their Discord server. Now, I'm looking at the Discord server right now. I haven't
Generosity doesn't require underlying emotions. Yep, that's what I'm saying.
The only thing I did see was a post on Twitter that was more
also,
like an apology
no dark
regarding
humor
the
allowed.
event about Lady Gaga.
We don't tolerate that
nothing
shit
about
here.
BeaPlays. Now, looking at the Discord server, the only stuff under general that I could see was voice chat 2, and event voice chat. It looks like they deleted all general chats. Either they deleted it or locked it behind a certain role. But even using third-party softwares that would allow me to see all channels, voice chats are the only thing that you could see. So it looks like they just completely wiped all
just
general
deleted
chats
them
from their Discord server. Now, in my honest opinion, I think that is a little bit weird. I wouldn't
Good
go
thing I'm
outright accusing
chill
them
today.
that they're trying to
I mean,
hide the
shit.
whole BeaPlays situation, but for
You
me,
you
I think
better.
it is a little weird that they don't have a general
We'll
chat
ban
that allows
immediately
those players to
if
speak
people
about
break
the
rules.
situation, because again, you guys
That's
gotta
not
keep in mind,
tolerated
BeaPlays
here.
was a pretty big figure in this game. They were a community manager for this game.
Thank you for the follow.
And people on their Discord server are not allowed to talk about it. They have to go to Twitter to talk about it, and on Twitter, let's just say there's some stupid people that are defending BeaPlays for really stupid reasons. I think those might be rage bait accounts. That's why I'm not speaking about them in this video too
there's
much.
a lot of rage
But
bait accounts
my
on
main point is
Twitter.
that I think it's really weird that there's no real place where these people could have actual discussions about the BeaPlays.
Have a good dinner,
Now,
queens. It
I
was good to
think
see
this
you.
is where I'll be
Enjoy
ending off the
your
video for
night.
today.
Lovers,
I've
lovers,
been
lovers.
looking around on Twitter to see if there's been any other updates from BeaPlays, maybe making another response regarding
Intrusive,
Logan's
hi.
response, but there's been nothing so far. Obviously, this is an ongoing situation, so if there will be any updates, I will be making another video about it. But until then, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts down.
I wonder what is currently happening with that person. Who knows? Hope. I'm glad they got like exposed and no longer have, you know, all those connections and shit. Not deserved.
Come now, baby, can't you see?